Hi friends, hope you are doing great. Today we are going to see this demo. We are going to load the CSV data from the GCS bucket into a Cloud SQL for PostgreSQL table, friends. Actually, in our last demo, we have done the same thing, but we have loaded the data to the Cloud SQL for MySQL. Okay, but in this demo, we are going to do this, friends. So our Cloud Run functions that triggers on a GCS event and loads the CSV data from the GCS file into a Cloud SQL for PostgreSQL table. Okay, so now this is the step-by-step process, friends. We are going to do it. First, we are going to create a Cloud SQL instance. Then here we are going to create users. Then next we are going to create a database, and finally we are going to create a table. So this is the Cloud SQL instance part. We are going to do it, friends. First of all, then second we are going to create a cloud storage bucket. Then third, creating the service account. Then next we are going to create a Cloud Run function. Then deploy the Cloud Run function. Then next we are going to test the functions by uploading the sample CSV data into a GCS bucket. And finally, we are going to check the results in the Cloud SQL for the PostgreSQL table. Okay, let's start the demo, friends. Now I am going to open the GCP console. So this is the GCP console, friends. So click the navigation menu and we need to create the SQL, friends, Cloud SQL, right? So first step is we have to create a Cloud SQL. So here I am going to create an instance. So friends, see this, we are going to select PostgreSQL, friends. In our last session, we have done the MySQL, okay? But now we are going to create the PostgreSQL database, okay? So I'm going to select the enterprise. So here I am going to select the sandbox, friends, okay? So this is less cost. That's what we are doing it. Then here I am giving the name, instance name, friends. So I am giving test instance, okay? So I am giving the name as test instance, and here I am giving the password as test123. Okay, then here I am selecting the US Central one, friends. So here I am selecting the US Central one, and when we are creating the cloud storage bucket, we need to select US Central one only, friends. Region, it should be US Central one in cloud storage bucket, so that it will be synced, friends. Okay, so then customize your instance. So here you can see show configurations options. So just click the show configurations options, friends. So mission configurations, I am going to select one virtual CPU, friends, because this is a less cost we are doing it. So it's up to you, friends. So you can do it. Then connections. So here connections, I'm not going to touch anything, friends. Then data protection. So data protection, so we are going to uncheck this prevent instance deletion, friends. So once we did the lab, right, then we can delete, go ahead and delete that. So that's what I am giving unchecking this, friends. Okay, now I'm going to create this instance. So it will take I think 2 to 3 minutes, friends. So meanwhile, what we will do, we will do the second and third steps, friends. Okay, so here in first steps we didn't complete it. Okay, we need to create users, a database and table. Okay, but the instance is being creating, so let's wait for that. But meanwhile we will complete this step 2 and step 3, friends. So now I am going to open cloud storage. So I'm going to go to that cloud storage here. So here you can see, friends, cloud storage, and here I'm going to click bucket. So here you can see, friends, create bucket. All right, so here we have the create bucket. So I'm giving the name as test 5W296. So here you can see, friends, region we need to select, friends. Okay, so in the region US Central one we have to select. Okay, so already we have selected US Central one only in our cloud SQL for the Postgres, that one. So I'm selecting the region, same region, friends. So whatever region you can select it, friends, but it should be, both should be same, friends. Okay, the US Central one, it is a very less cost only, so that's what I'm selecting it, friends. Okay, so then our second step is completed, friends. Cloud storage bucket, we created it. Then next step is we have to create our service account, friends. So now I'm going to open a IAM. Okay, so now under the IAM, so here we can see, friends, we have the service account here. So I'm going to create a service account. So here there are plus symbol, right, create service account. So here I need to click this service account, friends. Then I'm going to giving the name, friends. So service account, sorry, service account name. So I'm going to give the name as whatever the name we can give, but it should be like a meaningful name. So GCS to SQL. Okay, SQL Postgres, you can mention it, friends. PostgreSQL. Okay, then SA we can mention it, friends. So service account, you can descriptions meaningful you can give it, friends. Okay, let me put SA. Okay, so that the meaningful service account, right? So you can give the description, it should be meaningful, friends. Okay, then it is continuing now. Now we have to select a role, friends. So here I have given in the here, friends. So this is the service account we need to create, and we have to create these roles, friends. Cloud functions invoker. So cloud functions invoker, cloud functions, let me type cloud functions invoker. So cloud functions invoker, I have selected it, friends. Then again I need to add another role, that is a cloud run invoker. So let me select the cloud run invoker, cloud run invoker. So you can see, friends, cloud run invoker, then cloud SQL client, friends. Okay, so then add another role, cloud SQL client, cloud SQL client. Okay, I'm giving typo, so cloud SQL client, friends. Okay, then add another role, event track event receiver. Okay, so event track event receiver, these are the mandatory, friends, so we need to give these things roles. Event 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 track event arc event receiver. Okay, event arc event receiver, then logs writer, friends. Okay, logs writer, logs writer. Okay, logs writer, then what else, sorry. So logs writer, storage object viewer. Okay, storage object viewer, storage object viewer. So storage object viewer, so we have selected these, friends. Then I'm going to click continue here. So it is updating policy, let's wait for that, friends. Cloud run functions invoker, but I think we can click done, friends. Let's see whether it is updating or not. Yeah, it is updated, friends. Okay, so we created the service account successfully. You can check it here also under the IAM, it will reflect it, friends. So this is our service account. Okay, this is our service account, friends. So just now we created it, right? This is our service account, cloud functions invoker, cloud run invoker, cloud SQL, event track, event issue, logs. So we have successfully created this, friends. But still this cloud creating instance is running, friends. Let me refresh the page. Let's see. We have to create users, and next we need to create a database. Then we have to create a table, friends. Let's wait for that. Okay, see, friends, we have created the instance is runnable right now. So next step we need to create a users, friends. Okay, so here I am going to create a users. So users normally last we have done the same thing only. Test users we need to type, friends, and test 123. Okay, so I am giving the password as test 123. I am adding the user, friends. Okay, okay, so we have done these steps. Then databases, friends. So databases, I am creating the databases test DB. Okay, test DB, friends. Test DB, I am creating the database. Okay, now next step we need to create a table, friends. Okay, now next step we have to create a table. So for that I am going to click activate the cloud shell. So I am going to activate the cloud shell, friends. I am going to click authorize. I am going to click authorize. So I am activating the cloud shell, friends. So first step we have to do authentication, friends. Gcloud auth login. So first you have to do these steps only, friends. Okay, then give yes. So here you just click this link, friends. It will open, and you have to select your GCP console, that email. You have to click that one and click allow here and copy this. Okay, then go to the cloud shell. So control shift V, friends, if you are using the Windows. Okay, control shift V. Okay, uh, then we have to update our property, friends. So gcloud config set project, then our project ID. So we have successfully updated the properties. Now next step is I need to I need to connect it, friends. So test instance, this is our instance name, friends. Test instance, okay, test instance, and the user is test users, right? Test user, we are given test user, and the database name is test database, right? So test db, okay, test db. So you have to give it your own, I mean your username and database name, friends, instance name also. Now I am going to connect, okay, I am going to connect this instance, friends. So it will take less than 2 minutes, friends. Okay, let's wait for that. So then we will be creating, once connected this SQL, we are going to create the table, friends. We are going to create the customers table, friends. So the customers table we are going to create without creating any rows. We are going to create the field only, friends. The column name only we will give, and the data type we will give it, friends. So it's a we are going to create that part only. Okay, let's wait for that, and we will do that, friends. Okay, now we need to enter the password, friends. Test 123, which I have given. So I have given the password, friends. So now you can see we need to create the table, friends. Okay, so here I have this create customers primary key. So ID, it's a primary serial primary key, and name, age I have given, friends. So let me paste it here, and it has been created, friends. So select star from customers, I am giving it, friends. So you can see, friends, there is no rows. Okay, 0 rows only it is reflecting it, friends. Okay, now next step is I am going to create the cloud function, friends. I am going to create a cloud function and creating the next to deploy the cloud run function. So we are going to do it, friends. So for that I am going to open the cloud run functions. So go to the cloud run functions. Okay, so here I am going to create write a function, friends. We are going to use a Python code here. Okay, so here we are going to use a Python code, friends. So this is the name I am going to give it. Okay, so this is the name I am going to give it. Okay, anyway, the name service name, right? So here I can give a test function, or else let me give GCS GCS2 GCS2 Postgres PostgreSQL function. I am giving this name, friends. Okay, then here I am selecting the US central one, friends, because that is a less cost, friends. That's what I'm selecting here. Then here I am selecting the Python version, friends. Python I'm selecting as a 3.10. Then trigger, friends. So trigger I'm selecting a cloud storage trigger. Cloud storage trigger we have to select it, friends. So here you can see bucket name, right? So bucket name here we need to select test 5W296, this one, friends, which we created it. So this one cloud storage event provider and event type we need to select this finalized, friends. And service account we need to select our service account which we created it, friends. Okay, so then that's it, friends. We need to save the trigger. Okay, so we have successfully saved the trigger. Then next step, this is a record authentication, and these are all, it's fine. Then click container, friends. So here you can see, before that let me go to the security, and here select the service account, friends. Okay, then container. So go to the containers here, and here you can see variables and secret, friends. So this is the Python code I have, friends. So this is the Python code. So this code, from this code we are going to take the environment variables, friends. Okay, so this is the DB user, I am going to take it, friends. So we have to give it. Okay, so this is the database user, user. So we have to take this, friends, from the code I am taking. Okay, DB user. So click add variable, and here you just type it, and again one more add variable, and we need to uh, take this, friends, DB underscore password. Okay, DB underscore DB underscore, where I am typing it, sorry, DB underscore password, it is coming. Okay, fine. Then add a variable, and next is DB name, friends. Okay, I am typing it, not a problem. DB underscore name. So we have to give it very carefully, friends. If you are giving any space also, it won't work. Okay, so you have to be very careful on that, because I have done mistakes when I'm doing. So you should not give any spaces. So this Cloud SQL instance name, Cloud SQL connection name. Okay, then add a variable, table name, table name. Okay, so table name. So this is the environment variable. We have done it, friends. Okay, so we have added it. Okay, I didn't give any spaces, right? Okay, fine. Oh, oh, it is coming like this. DB underscore password. Okay, fine. So the DB user, we already know test user, right? We created it. Okay, password already we know test 123, and DB name is test DB. Okay, test DB. Table name customers. Okay, then this one from here we can take it, friends. So let me go to this connections. So go to the connections. So here you can see, friends, the name, connection name. Here we can take it, friends. Okay, so just copy this, and go to our cloud here, and you can paste it, friends. So you should not give any space, friends. Customers also spelling is correct only. You just check whatever the spell it, so we should not have any typo error also. Okay, so okay, customers, right? This is the one. Customers, customers. Okay, customers. Okay, fine, fine, good. Okay, customers we have done, and you can see it, friends. So everything is correct only. Oh, it is coming like this. Test 1 2 3. Okay, now almost we have completed it. And one thing I would like to add here, friends. So Cloud SQL connection. So here we need to add a Cloud SQL connections. So select our connections, friends. This is our Cloud SQL connections, right? So we need to select this one, friends. So we have everything, we have updated it. Okay, just I will cross verify it, friends. That's it. So security I have added. Volumes no need to do anything. Networking also no need to do anything. And apart from that, yeah, we have done, friends. So I am going to create the cloud run functions, but next we are going to deploy our code, friends. Okay, we are going to deploy our code. So you can see, right, this is the functions. It is coming, it is provisioning, I mean it is creating, the service is creating. So here we need to add our code, Python code, friends. So here I am going to replace the code. So this is our code, friends. I am going to replace this code. Okay, so give dismiss here, and you can see, friends, this is the import library which we have done. So this is for Postgres MySQL, that is where we are importing this library, cloud storage library. And this is for Cloud SQL connection details from environment variables. So we are specifying like that, friends. And this is the actual function starts here. So load a CSV to PostgreSQL. Then this is the functions, friends. So you just take the code and you can utilize it, friends. So this is for inserting the table name into the Postgres table. Okay, from cloud storage to Postgres table. So here we are handling the exceptions handling. Okay, so this is the code, you can utilize it, friends. Then here the entry point we have to put it this one, friends. Okay, so both should be same, right? The function, this one name and entry point should be same. The requirement.txt. So then requirement.txt also I have added it, friends. So you can verify it, you can uh, use it. Okay, so almost we have done it. Just click save and redeploy, and we need to check the triggers, friends. Okay, but already we have added it, just I need to validate it, friends. Okay, so just click show status, so it will come, friends. So I think I covered each and everything. Now finally we are going to test the functions by uploading the some sample CSV data, friends, into the cloud storage bucket. Okay, then we are going to do it. Let's wait for that. It is deploying, so let's wait for that. We will give some time for that, friends. So we have successfully completed, I think there are two demos, friends, Cloud SQL for MySQL, and this one is Cloud SQL for PostgreSQL. So in our upcoming video, we are going to see the Google Cloud data engineering concepts, friends. There are a lot of concepts we are having. I will try to upload it, friends. So yeah, so you can see now I'm going to click triggers, friends. So you can see already we added the triggers, right? So you can see, just I'm verifying it, friends. So just click the cloud function logs. So you can see, friends, the logs you can see. Just I'm seeing, friends, whether I am getting any error or not. I'm seeing it. So I think I have done it correctly. Let's see. Okay, so before we next step, we need to test the functions by uploading sample CSV data into the GCS bucket, and finally we are going to check the results in our Cloud SQL for Postgres SQL. Okay, so here uploading the CSV, friends. So see CSV, this is the CSV, friends. So you can see, right, this is the CSV, name, age, city. I am giving the like this, friends. So I am going to click CSV format. Okay, it should be in a CSV format. Whatever the name we can give it, friends. I'm giving the data.csv underscore inside the double quotes we need to give, because it is in a notepad. I need to convert to CSV format. So now you can see, friends, replace. Yeah, already I have the data, so that is what. First time it won't ask like that, right? Okay, so now this notepad I will be converting from notepad to CSV. So now I'm going to upload it in the cloud storage bucket, friends. This is the cloud storage bucket which we created it already. I am going to upload it. So data.csv, we can see the time also. Fine. Okay, now I'm uploading it. Our cloud function, it will trigger automatically, friends. Okay, so you can see I have uploaded it. So go to the cloud function, click refresh logs. Let's wait for that. Okay, our function, it should work perfectly, friends. Okay, so now yeah, whatever I expected, it's fine, friends. So it has processing file and file downloaded and insert SQL. The customers successfully loaded the data from the data.csv into the customers table, friends. So now we come to last step, friends. Check the results in the cloud SQL for the PostgreSQL. So now in our previous command, right, select star from customers, we don't have the data, friends. Now you can see we will be having the data, friends. So that is what we have done it, right? 1 2 3 serial we have given it, right, friends? So you can see serial per primary key. So that is what it is taking the ID, okay, automatically. Okay, now what I'm going to do means I'm going to delete it, friends. Again I'm going to run it. Let's see. Delete from customers. Delete from customers. Now I'm deleting these 3 rows. Now you can see, friends, there is no rows, right? I'm going to upload the same file here. Okay, I'm going to upload the same file. Let's see, data.csv, right? Okay, so you just play with that, friends. Okay, some other scenarios also you can play with that, and please put the commands if you are having any issues. I will try to resolve it, friends. Okay, so one file successfully uploaded, 9:49. Let's see the logs. Go to the cloud function logs. Okay, now you can see, friends. Yeah, it is processing and file downloaded, inserting also done, successfully loaded, friends. Now again I'm going here and you can see, friends, select star from customers. Now the data it will come. You can see, friends, 456 it is taking the serial. Okay, so the data it came, friends, that in a table format. So whatever we are uploading the data like in a CSV format in our cloud storage bucket, automatically it will be loading to the loading the data to the Cloud SQL for PostgreSQL in a table format, friends. That is what we have done. This is the automation, friends. It's a real-time project in GCP data engineering world. Okay, it's a sample I have given, but in real time we will be using production environment, friends, not sandbox, right? Okay, so I have completed it, friends. I'm going to delete this instance, right? So I'm going to delete the instance. I think you remember it. I unchecked that prevent instance deletion, right? So if you are not doing, it won't come this option, friends. Okay, the delete options. Test instance, just enter this test instance and click delete. Yeah, so it will be deleting right now, friends. Okay, thank you so much, friends. If you have not subscribed my YouTube channel, please subscribe my YouTube channel so that it will motivate me to upload more videos about the Google Cloud platform. I will update this code in description, friends. I will paste the code in Google document, and I will share it also. Okay, so you can refer this code. Thank you so much. Bye bye.